going to do my first story time. I'm going to talk about how I ended up pregnant with Aiden. Okay, so let me take y'all back. I first became a lesbian when I was 12 years old. I know that's young before y'all start judging folks. But at the age of 12, I was young, dumb, and doing me. So when years go by, and one day my sister was like, Mandy, come with me to get a new car. So I went with her or whatever, and we also took my other sister. Well, we went to this car lot or whatever, and it was this guy there. And my other sister thought he was really cute, and she wanted to talk to him. So I'm not paying none of it no mind. And one day I'm at work or whatever, and I see him, and he tries to talk to me. I don't talk to men, but, you know, me just trying to be friendly or whatever, because I was in customer service. I was just, you know, talking back or whatever. So then he came around. He came to the gate to talk to me, because at this point we was closed. I was doing the overnight shift. I was at McDonald's. He came inside or whatever and came to the gate, because it was like a gas station, half McDonald's. So he came in and he was just talking and talking and talking. And so I ended up giving him my number. Well, at that point, I didn't have a car. I had wrecked my car. So my other sister had to come get me from work. Keep in mind, I got off at 5 a.m. So when 4:30-ish roll around, my sister is still not picking up her phone. And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to get home? So this guy is constantly texting me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't have no way home. He going to be my only way home. What I'm supposed to do? I'm young, y'all. So 5 o'clock get there, and I'm like, okay, she not here. I don't have a choice but to let him come take me home. So he come get me or whatever. And so the whole way to my house, I'm thinking of a lie. I'm like, I'm finna be like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Because he invited me. I should have known something was wrong with him. The first day we met, the whole time he was texting me, he was inviting me to come to a funeral with him. I just met him. Why is he inviting me to a funeral? Anyway, so on the ride to my house, whatever, he got the music on, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I could say this, I could say that, because my brother had a football game at War Memorial that day. So I was like, that's going to work out perfect. They playing UAPB. It's going to be a big game. I can't, you know what I'm saying, go. So we get to my house or whatever, and I'm like, I'm going to take a long time. He gonna leave, da 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 da. I text him and I was like, I'll text you and let you know when I'm ready. And he was like, I'ma just stay outside. I said, okay. At this point, I'm feeling back. I'm like, dang, he is nice. He came and got me from all the way from Little Rock and brought me to North Little Rock, wasting his time and gas, etc. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just go to this little funeral and let it be what it is. So we pull up. I took like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm talking about I took a bath. I soaked in the tub, trying to pass time, thinking he would leave. He did not leave. So when I finally get done or whatever, I go outside and he's sitting outside, sleeping in his car. And we go to his grandma's house, because that's who he lived with at the time. So we go to his grandma's house and he go get in the shower and he get dressed. And then we leave there and we go to his daddy's car lot. Okay, while we at his daddy's car lot, everybody like loading up in cars. I'm like, I ain't never heard of no funeral being this early in the morning. It's a little too early. At this point, it's like 7 a.m. But I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let it be. I wasn't scared because it was so many other people around. Like, so many people from his family. I'm like, I'm going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? He not finna do no weird stuff. So we get in the car or whatever, and on our way to the car, his daddy was like, dang, boy, you got another one, don't you? And I was like, another what? He was like, oh, he play too much. That should have told me something then. But I'm not thinking of it because I'm like, I don't want him. So we go get in the car and we go to the gas station. I'm like, why is everybody filling their cars up? We going to a funeral. Like, okay, but maybe they just need gas. We get in the car and we get on the freeway. And I'm like, after about 25 minutes, I said, where is this funeral at? And he was like, oh, it's in Blytheville. I said, Blytheville? You didn't tell me we was going hours away. Like, what's wrong with you? So we riding or whatever, and I ain't been asleep all night, so I'm dozing off. We riding, we get there, and his daddy come out from checking, because his daddy went and got a hotel room. It was his daddy's side of the family, so his daddy was gonna stay there for the weekend. So his daddy go get the hotel room key, and he throw him a key, and he like, here you go. I said, oh, we not staying. I gotta go. And he was like, yeah, daddy, you don't gotta get that room. We not staying or whatever, because her brother got a game. I'm like, yeah, and I'm not finna be in no room with you anyway. So his daddy go back and get his money back, whatever. So we all, it's like me, him, his sisters, his brother, his daddy, his cousin, we all in one hotel room. So I'm thinking everybody finna, like, you know, get ready to go. By this point, it's like 10 o'clock. And so nobody is doing it. Everybody's just chilling. And so I asked him, I was like, what time is this funeral? He said, oh, daddy, what time the funeral? His daddy said, oh, it said 2 o'clock. I said, 2 o'clock? My brother game started at 4:30. Like, I can't be here all day. What kind of funeral started at 2 o'clock anyway? What's wrong with y'all? So he was like, I promise, I'm going to get you there on time. I was like, all right. So we leave the room or whatever because I was hungry. And we went and got some Subway. And I'm talking about, when I tell y'all, this boy was being so sweet to me and so polite. I mean, he was opening doors, all of that. So I'm like, oh, he's really, really sweet. No. So we go back to the room or whatever, and I'm sitting there like the desk, and I end up falling asleep. My charger was not working to my phone, so none of my family knew where I was, let alone knew I was with this boy that didn't nobody know. So we go to this funeral or whatever, and it's a little country funeral, y'all. So we go to this funeral, and nobody is paying attention to the preacher. It's just, it was crazy. And then his cousin is sitting right, it's like him right here, me, his cousin. His cousin is sitting right beside me, and his cousin phone started ringing, and it's like cussing. And everybody started looking at me. I'm like, that's not my phone. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So as soon as the viewing of the body was over or whatever, we all got in the car, and he got me back here on time for my game, my brother game. Like, he was speeding down that highway, at least doing 110 to get me back to where I needed to be. So I was like, dang, he cared. You know what I'm saying? So keep in mind, y'all, my phone is dead. So I don't know where my sister's at. I don't know where nobody at. I don't know nothing because I've been gone. So he like, oh yeah, call me, text me as soon as you get your phone charged up. I said, okay, I will. Thinking to myself, I don't know about all that. So I go in the game or whatever, And, you know, I watched my brother play. My sister and them like, where you been? And I'm like, you forgot to pick me up from work. Like, I had to find a ride home from work. So, what was it? The next day, I finally charged my phone up, y'all, when I went to sleep that night. The next day or whatever, I woke up and he had, like, sent me so many text messages. I mean, like, so many. And so I was like, dang, this boy really want to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? He really sweet. He like me. No. So I finally respond back to him. And then at that point, it just became like an everyday thing. I mean, when I met him, I had just had my heart broken by a female again. So it was like heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak with female. So I was like, dang, let me just give this a try. No, that's why I messed up at. So a couple weeks down the line of us talking. Now, keep in mind, it had been years since I had, you know, with a man. So I was scared to even go there. We finally went there. And then we kept talking. And like 2 weeks go by. And I'm asleep for work. And I get a private call. I'm like, private? So I answer it, and it's a girl. She was like, oh, is such and such your boyfriend? Well, he my boyfriend too. I'm like, see, I didn't come over to this side for all this drama. So I immediately called him, and I was like, boy, I'm through. I don't have time. I'm grown. I already don't like men's. And then I try to give you a chance, and this what happened. So I stopped talking to him. Now, back in those days, everybody used to ride the town, and my job was right on the town. So, of course, I would still see him riding through or whatever, looking through the window. Don't look in the window. But he used to be riding through, looking through the window, etc. I wasn't paying him no mind because, baby, I'm not messed up by no man. I already don't like men. So, what was it? Like a week later, he was just like, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? You never even gave me a chance to explain what was going on. Da 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 da. So, me being young and dumb, I went over there or whatever. And at that time, he had his son. And so, he put his son to sleep, and then he sent him downstairs to his grandma. Okay. So, we talking or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't have time. I don't even know why I came over here. So, we ended up, you know, it was like 6 days after my birthday. And I was just like, I'm finna, you know, do this, and then I'm done with him. Like, I'm finna show him what he messed up, blah, 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 blah. 2 months go by, because after I left his house that night, I changed my number. I said, I don't have time. 2 months go by, and one night we at Walmart, and my sister's boyfriend's job, he worked overnight, and I had ate like 2 Lunchables, a bag of chips. Like, I was so hungry. And he was like, Mandy, you pregnant? And I said, I ain't know. And then I stopped. I was like, oh my God, like, I did something with that boy. So I go back up in Walmart and I get a pregnancy test. And they keep talking, night go by. I go home and I'm like, oh, let me take that. So I took it or whatever, and I just put it back in the box and left it on the counter, and I went to watch a movie and I fell asleep. So I wake up the next morning to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh snap, I forgot to look at that. It said pregnant. I said, okay, something wrong with it. I left it out all night. So I told my sister, and she was like, oh my God. So we went to the store and we got like 3-4 tests. I took them all. It was like pregnant. I said, this cannot be happening to me. So after that, I went to the emergency room just to see, and I was pregnant. And I was like, oh my God. So I didn't give him my number, but I called him and he didn't answer. And I texted and I was like, this Amanda, you need to pick up your phone. Like, we got a problem. I'm pregnant. He called me back, y'all. And when I tell y'all, this boy died laughing at me. He died laughing. And he was like, I know. You know? What do you mean you know? You know you got somebody pregnant? Or you know you got me pregnant? Like, when I tell y'all I was so mad, I was furious.